guys, thanks so much for tuning in again today. I am here to review the new Clinique Stay Matte Oil-Free Makeup. This is a new sort of lightweight matte finish gel-based foundation that they came out with to accommodate for those with more of a normal to oily skin type. So I'm really excited to review this. When I saw this at the Clinique counter, I knew that I had to give it a try. I have normal to oily kind of combination skin and really like a matte foundation look, but also really enjoy the more lightweight foundations. So when I saw that Clinique was coming out with an oil-free matte finish yet lightweight foundation, I was really excited to give it a try. And I also have to say I'm just a really big Clinique fan in general. I think that their price point is really awesome. I think this foundation was like $24. I can include a link below with all the official information, but I think that's really encouraging, the fact that it's a high-end makeup brand that is more affordable than, you know, Lancome, Estee Lauder, Chanel, things like that. So it's a kind of nice happy medium between the really high-end department store pricing and then the drugstore pricing. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of kick off the review and get into a little bit more information about the product. I'm just going to start by reading the back of the box. It says, oil controlling makeup absorbs shine, so skin looks fresh and flawless all day. Lightweight gel cream formula wears beautifully and comfortably. So I picked up this foundation in the color 04 Creamwhip, which is a very fair shade and with a golden undertone. I actually typically have a neutral to cool toned undertone, and when I bought this online I didn't know that it was a golden undertone, but surprisingly I think the color match worked out really well. And I will say a lot of Clinique foundations tend to run a little bit more pink, so it's something definitely to be aware of if you have a yellow undertone. I didn't find that this golden tone really even had a yellow undertone, so I think it's one of those things you really have to go and get tested, color match, or just look at the swatches on the website. They seem to be very accurate to me. So if I had originally seen that this was a golden tone foundation, I would have been a little bit hesitant to pick it up. But if you look at the color, it really has like almost a pinky type of undertone or a peachy type of undertone to it. So it ended up working out really well for me. So this is a water-based gel formula. I can go ahead and squeeze a little bit out. I have to say I love the packaging. Super easy. You can see, you know, the color super easy. You can see how much product is left. It's just a little squeeze applicator. So as you can see, it's not really runny at all. It is a more thick kind of gel-like consistency. There you can see, not runny, not super liquidy, and a little bit goes a long way with this foundation. You really don't need to use a lot. It is a lightweight coverage, but it is buildable, so I think it is anywhere from a light to medium coverage. It could be built up to more of a full coverage if there's certain areas you're looking to cover, but I don't know if I would recommend building it too much just because of the more creamy gel-like consistency that it has. It might end up looking a little too thick on your face if you layer it on too much. You can partner with this with a really great concealer and have a nice flawless foundation look. So this does set to a matte finish, but it does take a while to set. So when you're first putting it on your face, you don't really need to worry about blending really quickly. It's not one of those foundations like Revlon Colorstay that you need to blend super fast or else it will dry really splotchy. But I will say, because of the really thick consistency of it, I wouldn't recommend using a flat foundation brush or even a buffer brush that is not very dense. The first time I wore this, I tried using it with the Sephora 55 Platinum Airbrush, which is sort of like a dome-shaped brush that has kind of high bristles, and it really didn't work out for me because it didn't really control the product. It really couldn't push the product around my face well enough. And this is also one of the foundations that it will look really streaky if you don't have the right tool to blend it or apply it with, because it is that really thick kind of gel-like formula. It's easy to see stroke marks from a brush. So something like this with a duo fiber brush, I found that it was really easy to see streak marks. So the 3 ways I would recommend applying it would be either with a damp sponge like the Beauty Blender. I really liked applying it that way. And then this one is my Airbrush in number 56. This one's a lot shorter and more dense, so it's really easy to control the product, and it does give a really nice airbrush finish. And then the other way, if you're looking for a little bit more full coverage look, would be the F80 Sigma Flat Top Kabuki. This is another really great way to kind of pack the product on, and then you can swirl it out, and then you don't have to worry about the brush marks. I would just be really careful with this foundation to make sure that you're blending around your nose or any kind of dry areas that you have. Because of that really matte finish that it has, as you can see here, this is kind of the matte finish that it has once it dries. It will kind of cling to any dry patches that you have, and if you don't really blend it in really well, it will definitely dry, looking a little less natural. So definitely something to be aware of. So yeah, this is a matte foundation, matte finish with a lightweight coverage. So once it does dry, once it does set, it is very lightweight to the touch. You can hardly feel that you have any foundation on, but before that happens, it does feel a little heavy because of that thick gel consistency. I personally don't feel like I need to use a powder to set this. But if you have extremely oily skin, I definitely would recommend maybe a blotting powder or a powder to touch up throughout the day. I did find that it was long wearing, but not incredibly long wearing. I would say this definitely lasts a good 8 to 10 hours, so it will definitely get you through a work day, most of the day. Most people don't use foundation for longer periods of time than that, but if you're looking for a foundation to last like 15 hours or 20 hours, I wouldn't recommend this just because it's not going to be something that is like bulletproof, stays in place all day long. Definitely think that this did a great job controlling oil, but it isn't so mattifying that it looks dull or lifeless. I am wearing it today. I've been wearing this foundation since about 7 a.m. and it's about 5:15 right now, so you can kind of get a feel for what it looks like after a good, 9 hours of wear. So I do like to partner this with a highlighting powder. Personally, I think that because of the matte finish that it gives, I like to add a little bit more dimension to my face. Definitely feel like you need a blush with this or some sort of bronzer to add dimension. I think that goes for any matte foundation. So if you like a matte look but you also want your face to have dimension, you could go with a foundation like this and then just add some contouring or some highlighting just to give your face a little bit more dimension. I would definitely recommend this foundation. I really like the matte finish that it gives. I like that it lasts a good 8 to 10 hours and has a matte finish that also looks somewhat natural, not a dull matte finish by any means. I also love the packaging and I love the price point at about $24. It's really, really affordable and high quality. It didn't break me out at all, and I really like that Clinique products are fragrance free and just seem to be really good for the skin. I personally have never had any issues with any of my Clinique foundations breaking me out, so if you have problem skin, I would definitely recommend it. It's not the most long wearing foundation I've ever used. It's also not the most oil controlling foundation I've ever used, but I think for people that have either normal skin or normal to oily skin, it's definitely great. If you have extremely oily skin, I still feel like it would be great. I would just recommend partnering it with a mattifying primer and also a setting spray, or using powder with it to kind of make sure that you're really setting it in and keeping it on your face all day. I don't feel the need to do all of those steps every single day because I don't have extremely oily skin. I think that it controls my oil fairly well, but if you did have extremely oily skin, I think combined with a primer, a setting powder, or some sort of setting spray, it would definitely be able to last a good 8 to 10 hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.